I think that having helped Thaisha not completely eat shit, hitting the ground and reviving her a bit, our fingers are kind of intertwined in a familiar way, and you can feel me tensing up, which my hand grips harder, and I guess the guidance goes through that. Yeah. And my insight is a 24 with that. Do
you want to give me a deception?
17.
17. You've known Bolaire for a long time. On that 17, getting with a 24 versus 17, Tal, go ahead and let Liam know what he's able to read on Bolaire's face.
I know something. I am both fascinated and angry at her.
Okay. Does that also include...
I think she's a champion. Mm-hmm. She's a hero.
Legend.
Legend.
Same insight for Valus being a threat to the family? Or role?
Is Valus a threat to the family in this moment?
Undecided.
I think she's a legend.
My eyes flash my brother's sword on the desk, then back to the party here.
Nevada, who's helping, looking around and saying, like, an absolutely darling time that you all had here. It's been so tragic, you know? I think theater is at its best when she's got these sort of, like, hair tied up in this gorgeous to-do. She's, like, it's all black, but it's a lot of frills and puffed shoulders. And he just goes... I've always thought that the theater was at its best when there was a skosh of a criminal element, and to think that the Aussie won't be around anymore. Let me help with these platters. Goes to sort of gather them up.
Well, we are 1 inch removed from my brother's world. I, Valus, who's still here, with just the closest people to the family still here and trickling out. Just permit me a few more moments. I'd really like to get over the whole strangers thing. 1 second. Hero, hun.
Hero comes over to you. As you see, Elodie is preparing to leave as well. Hero comes over and goes, Dad?
Do you have your lyre?
Yeah. Do you want me to get it? I can go get it.
Yeah, grab it.
You see that she runs over and grabs a small lyre. Brings it over. Elodie stands near the door, but seeing this, takes a seat and smiles.
I'm trying to pass off like a platter of cranberry rolls to Elodie.
Elodie goes, oh, I couldn't.
I insist.
She looks and sees stacks of cranberry rolls and goes, I'll bring them.
Thank you.
I'll take them.
Thank you.
I'll throw these out.
I look around at the last few people in the room, and taking in you as I say this, I find it pretty appropriate that my brother's last day is as full of drama as it was, in death even as in life. I think tensions ran hot in our home today, and there are many things I could say, but instead I'll let my daughter and I speak in a way that's best for the Aussie. And I grab my own lyre from off of a mantelpiece here. Hero, play Broken Wing. And Hero starts to play quietly on a lyre a song that is familiar to anyone who was around for the Falconers' Rebellion. It was played in taverns and halls and military tents early in that conflict when people were hopeful for the change that was being sought after in the Falconers' Rebellion. And as Hero, my youngest, begins to play the main melody of that song, Hal harmonizes and plays around her on his. I taught her how to play. We've played for many years together.
As the song lilts, you see Loza Blade still here, waiting for Teor's return, who fought and was the Aussie's commander in the Falconers' Rebellion. A stand taken in this world by the brave and just when they realized that a world that had risen up against the tyranny of the gods had, in the span of a few short generations, replaced that tyranny with ones of their own devising. And Loza, a woman who does not do this lightly, does not actually shed a tear, but you see her eyes water as she looks at Thiazi. Another name added to a long list of people that she's had to say goodbye to. And here in this place with family surrounding, the song picks up. She hums along to it. Its meaning has changed over the years from what it meant at the beginning to what it meant at the end to what it means now.
I think as Hal supports his daughter's playing, through his own plucking of the lyre strings, he uses thaumaturgy to dim every light in the house down low and lower to nothing except for one that rests close to Thiazi and to Loza, so that that light is shared between the two of them as the world falls away in the heart of that song. Hal is struck by how thick the air in this room is with history, and how his brother was something different to every person in this room. I can even tell those I've never met before today have a story with my brother. And that story has come to a close.
Hal and Thaisha, I think you guys awaken.
I would say that Hal barely slept.
Yeah.
Years ago, when we had children together, obviously we shared the master bedroom in this place that we built. But once you left following your convictions into the world, the room that was your study, your quiet place in the house, I continued to tend and kept it full of greenery and put a bed there. And not to say that we haven't
Say it.
enjoyed each other's company on and off throughout the years. It's never assumed, and I've preserved this room for you, and I've barely slept. So I'm coming to this room now to find you.
Hi. Good morning.
Is he awake?
Hi.
I'm still asleep.
No. No, he'll be up at the crack of noon.
Up to the roof of this place where you can look out over all of the neighborhood of the Rookery.
Yeah.
And the sun is just barely coming up, and there are magpies sort of warbling to each other from different rooftops up here. Did you sleep?
No.
No.
No. No. God. How are you? There's a lot to do today. Okay, you look great. Terrible. I'll take care of it. Let me take care of it, please.
I am glad you are here. I'm glad you're here. I've been anxious since it happened. Terrified that someone in his orbit was going to try some harebrained scheme to pull him out of that spot, and including you.
Yeah? You weren't inaccurate.
Right. And I didn't want my brother to be a refugee and never see him again. And I was convinced that I could handle back channels. I had Arnessa, I had the hail of her boy as a failsafe, and it all failed, and I'm a fool.
You're not a fool. You were hopeful. And that's not a bad thing. We were the fallback mechanism if all else failed. The glyph was supposed to fire, and we would get him out, and better alive and in the world than gone. But
I couldn't talk at all yesterday, and had 1,000 thoughts rattling around inside my head. And there were just too many people, and for every person in the house who was there to pay respects and missed my brother, it seemed like there was another person with an axe to grind. And and I don't know who to trust other than you.
To be clear, there were maybe a handful of people who had a word of truly bad things to say about your brother. I don't know why Julian showed his face. And Valus' whole... That's fucked. But everyone else there knew him and loved him and... I'm sorry, rambling.
You know, I was in the crowd, and Azune made it so that he and I could talk, so to speak.
Oh.
A little. And he... I'm gonna break all these chairs. He saw something at the final moments out over the crowd. I don't know. I don't even know what I mean. He saw something, and then he spoke in a favor to me. He told me that I need to be looking out for Murray the Pentevral. He told me that Bolaire has paints waiting. He wants me to look after Thimble. I would have done that anyway.
Of course.
There's a lot to figure out, and I don't like the way the wind is blowing in this city, and I certainly don't like it that trouble has washed up at our children's feet.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start.
We start with the things that we know we can do. Let's put your brother to rest and figure out what happened. Thimble was jumped by a bunch of crow keepers or people trying to pin their actions on the crow keepers. We follow a clue. And look, Thyazi had a lot of irons in the fire at all times. It'll take years to unpack everything he was doing, but it's not on you to figure it all out right now.
Ty, do you know what he was doing with that box?
I wish I was the kind of person that asked more questions, but I trusted him. I told him I was on my way to Venatus. I asked him if he needed me to pick up anything for him, and that was the request. I spent weeks walking back with Octus, threatening him and cajoling him and begging him not to open that box, and then I'm the one that did it. I brought danger into your house. I'm sorry.
Danger has chased my brother around his entire life. Or, I got that backwards.
But we've always worked so hard to keep it as far from you as possible.
Well, we got a lot to figure out, a lot of people to talk to.
Yeah.
Peel off a little time for Shadi today.
Yeah, she seems mad. Madder. I understand.
Just spend time. That's all she wants.
Yeah. You and Hero playing that song last night. It made me miss all of the things I missed so much. But every time I hear you play or I hear your stories, it becomes so clear how important it is to fix this world. Our people, our parents' parents, we started a war that freed us and threw the rest of the world into chaos. We owe it to the world to fix what we can.
And we do what we do.
He had a present for you. Did you get it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Are you gonna use it?
Give me 1 hour awake. Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Are you though? Listen, I know I'm not my brother, and I'm no replacement for my brother, but I know how much you meant to each other, and as far as I'm concerned, your family. So if you ever need somewhere to go, it's here. And, I was able to talk to him at the end.
Are you bullshitting me? Because Azune said the same shit. And then he said he was lying, so.
I'm not bullshitting you.
What'd he say?
He said to tell you not to be afraid. And I didn't need him to tell me that he thought the world of you. And therefore, so do I.
He was always so stupid.
Yes, he was.
I'm never afraid.
At the very bottom of the cascading falls of Dolmakyar, where the river Vrosh lets out into Lake Nadami, as the city and its tall, spiring towers begins to fade into the nearby woods and the highway, taking off to neighboring towns, deeper into the land of Kahad, we see here at the base the tall spires of Dolmakyar, this city that was the shield of Kahad during long centuries, that stood as the shield to the Orcish homeland against the mountain dwarves to their east, the humans to their north, at a time ruled by the Shapers. Now it beholds a metropolis, a place where all peoples united in revolution and rebellion against the gods can sing and trade, dance and perform magic. And when we speak of perform, place of performance, for at the very base of that city, surrounded by the woods at the very edge, we see an ancient place with a brand new wooden sign leaning against a massive stone entranceway, and we see some boots approaching that sign. And Liam, what does it say on that sign that now waits with so much potential there by the wall?
Oh, with lumber still off to the side in a pile, the sign reads the Hallowed Round upon it.
Before you, you see an ancient dithyramb, an amphitheater. This place can fit thousands. It is truly enormous. And at its center, there is a stage. And that stage, ancient, sort of stone. You see there's some ruins and collapse, and around you see various members of your theater troupe that as you approach with Thaisha and Shadia, call out, "Hey, Hal!" As hammer, ding, 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 wood, putting stuff up. You see some tarps covering some things outside. And I'd like you to describe, if you can, any of the environs and also the stage in particular for us.
It's going along, isn't it? It is a massive place, and in Thaisha and my youth, it was much wilder here. The place has been in disuse for decades. For centuries before the fall of the Shapers, this was a place where our god, our Shaper, would sometimes appear in the heavens above the city to witness his people exalting in ecstatic, fervent ritual unto our keeper. From the vantage point that we're at, you can actually see for miles the city is surrounded by evergreen forest. And from this vantage point, and we're at the top looking down to the bottom of this amphitheater, and at the center of the amphitheater is like massive, gnarled, twisted cedar tree that is extreme looking, but beautiful in this rugged landscape. And it's hard not to come here and not imagine this massive being lording over our city, which was the purpose of this place. But again, long out of use, forbidden for decades. And only now in the last handful of years has that begun to change, although you have heard me talking about this for many, many years. And there it is. Still more work to do. We're getting close. I know what we're gonna start with. We just have to get all our magpies in a row, and it's almost time.
This is incredible. And Thaisha is wrestling. We've talked about it and went back and forth in letters and correspondence. It's such a fraught place that your desire to reclaim it, well-intended though it is, I think there's just that little bit of her that like can't quite get comfortable standing here. You see that like standing here, she had no struggles like walking up, but she is going to reach towards what looks like a little dagger in her belt. It's all metal with like a little horse head at the top, and she'll like wrap her hands around it and cast her druid craft into it and turn it into like a horse-headed cane to walk down to view more of this with. There is something about this place that makes her want to sit in her power as a druid as we move through a space that was so compelled and held by the god we destroyed.
And Hal is just admiring his best friend in the world striding down this hill into the center of this ancient place. And I think by the time they get to the bottom and they're on the edge of the performance area, and you can see low wooden buildings that are you've never seen before off to the sides, and you can see performers and construction workers moving in and out. You can tell that they're going to be used as like backstage and storage, and the tree is now high above us down at this vantage point. And as we turn to look back up from where we came, I say, well, once we came here to celebrate a god, now we come to celebrate each other.
Halandil, I should never have doubted. This is amazing.
Well, don't be too hasty, because the government is falling apart.
Whoa.
I can't nail down what we're allowed to do. We've got centuries of tradition and smoke and mirrors to do everything we do, and one day we're allowed to do one thing, and then 3 days later it sounds like it is off the table again, and I'm not really sure whether to shit or go blind.
I know it doesn't always go well when I offer this, but you know my family has resources that you can lean into whenever you want. If you need things to go a little more smoothly.
I've gone over it with Olcott. I think we're in the black.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for showing me this. And I'm gonna lean over to Shadia and be like, okay, what are those buildings?
You see, she looks over and says, so these are going to be, this place was a place where we had to propitiate the god of war that kept us captive and,
Yeah.
But that's going to be a concession stand, and we're going to have fruit leather, and we're going to have we're going to have the sweet that gourd, that sort of squash bread. We're going to have that. Also, if you look at this and you see, she starts to show you these hooks that what was a broad amphitheater is being kind of separated into boxes. They're just putting up, so like there's like cool woodwork going on where the benches are still stone, but you're like looking at why they're being sort of partitioned off, and you see there's partitions because you see Shadi starts to explain, because it's outdoors, but it's rainy a lot in Dolmakyar, and people used to just get wet, but you get sick. So you can pull the covers up, and you see she does this big fabric. And you see there's like a waxed, beautiful, and they're all like multicolored. Like, and you see that some of them are like harlequin pattern. Some of them are tasseled that sort of come up and make this little rain roof. She says, and you see that she takes out, she sort of throws open a crate, and you just see like 30 little silvery filigreed. They're made of tin or something kind of cheap, but they look beautiful. There's a lot of like showmanship, kind of like troubadour stuff where it's like, it's beautiful, it's very cheap, it's beautiful.
As she's giving that explanation, Hal wanders away from the both of you, like 50 feet away, and he's standing even further at the base of the tree now. And he doesn't shout, but using thaumaturgy, he just speaks calmly, and his voice carries all the way to you and beyond and says, it's everything we've been talking about for years.
The melody, the dance, the fury and the passion, that was always for us.
I step up next to him, put a hand on his shoulder, and look to Shadia and say, but in the past, they used this place, we know. This place was to grapple with who we were. And today we'll use it to figure out who we are and who we will be.
The bins are for umbrellas.
That's right, the bins are for umbrellas.
But yeah, Hal, you see these big amphoras of paint coming down into...
So they're bare and for us all to see on the back of
Yeah, the crates are coming down, and if you choose to open them, you would see.
Okay.
And I'm just giving some slight instruction before I go. Well, I was going to say to put them in the back of what is now the concession stand, but clearly that is a terrible idea. Let's just put them here for now, and we will figure out where they're going to go.
Olgood, who you've worked a lot with when you were running at the Lyceum, says, "What do you have against fruit leather? We have to run this place. I mean, you know."
We're running a business.
Hey, look at here. There's two places to get money: aristocrats and selling fruit leather. What do you want us to do?
I will not put anything that has the word leather in my mouth and swallow it. That's disgusting.
Well, you don't know how to have a good time.
Well, we're planning on...
Plenty of people in this bloody city who would disagree with that.
We were planning on swinging by later to find you. You've saved us the trip. What is all this?
Well,
And why are you in this mood?
it's so good to see you.
Hi, that sounded insincere.
No, I always sound insincere,
Okay, fair.
darling. But
Hi.
no, it is lovely to see you. And this place just brings out the best in me.
Hey.
It's beautiful.
I will, at this point, lift one of the lids off the crate and see it's clearly paint when I see it.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of staining from the paint, and it's many different colors. And the amphora are huge, these big double-handed ceramic jugs that you can see have essentially within them probably like multiple like each amphora has, you know, how would we say, 30 gallons of paint within it.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I see paint, I've been thinking of Thiazi's words since he said them to me, and I am seeing his words like come to life in front of me. So he freezes and then puts on a smile. You know what? This will be better in the back. Could we wheel it around past the concession stand?
Bless. I
Take
was
it off,
hoping
please.
you'd say that. Boys, put it back in the cart.
You see Olga looks and says, "Paint. I hadn't put the order in yet because we're not there yet, but we're getting close. I was going to probably order it the day
Yeah,
after."
I meant to tell you about it. Just let me, we'll discuss.
Thiazi
and I'll-
got this?
It's special paint. It's leather. You can eat it.
What?
Doesn't that sound delightful?
Hey, amazing. Why don't we just...
I don't know how hard you think a museum goes, but I'll tell you what, buddy. I'm from Caravan Hill, and I've seen a thing or two.
That was supposed to be a gift shop, not a concession stand.
Gift shop museum ass.
Shadia, we're moving. Come on. Don't eat the paint. And I'll walk along.
You head down with Bolaire to like a backstage area where you see, looking around, Hal, there is a lot of honestly decorative work that has to happen, primarily because, for better or for worse, and probably honestly for better in a lot of ways, there was a lot of stuff here that during the Shaper's War had to be defaced. There were holy symbols to Osgura that were easy for him to cast spells through. There were like a lot of things that had to happen to like come in and shatter a like version of his holy symbol that was like casting bane on everybody within 100 yards, there were, but within that, so in other words, there's a lot of work that you have to do to kind of like make this place inviting and showing.
Right, because it was vandalized to shit in the decade or two after the gods fell. While we're walking, before you say that, I hip bump your hip and just smile.
Do you want any help with Bolaire's paint? With just enough emphasis that you mentioned that very quickly when talking about all the things that Thiazi said to you in those last moments, and she remembers.
Yes, I do.
Okay. She's by your side.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like, you're taking point, and your baby mama, just back up right now.
All right, so
I'll kill him for you.
I'm making sure that we've moved this cart, and I gather Bolaire's assistants are along for the ride, but we are moving away from the company, off beyond the concession stand and several barrels of fruit leather, so we can talk in private.
Yeah, my archivists, my two archivists who work for me, so.
Where to start? First, thank you for coming yesterday. It was good to have a friendly face at my side. It felt like half the people in that room wanted to put a knife in my brother's back, and it was just good to have friends.
It was somehow even more insane than I thought it would be.
That said, in his final moments, my brother very feverishly told me that you had pain for me. You have pain for me.
It was waiting for me when I got to the museum.
Waiting for you.
I am as shocked as anyone. I'm usually aware of everything that comes in or out of your wing. This just appeared.
Is the lid of one of these things easy enough to pop off?
I've checked it. It's safe.
Or
What is it for?
I don't know. Anything that comes to the museum should be checked to make sure it's safe. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't unusual, and it is unusual. There is a letter, if I recall.
There was a note from Hal that said, with love.
And you've given it a once and a twice and a thrice over?
5 times at this point, and I hand the note. This is highly unusual.
Give me, Tal, I'll ask for persuasion or deception, and give me an insight, Hal and Thaisha.
I'll give guidance for you.
What question in particular?
Absolute dog shit. It's not going to help.
The earlier statement as well, just as a sort of general vibe from Bolaire talking about how unusual all this is.
The circumstances by which it showed up are definitely unusual.
Sure.
That's what I will say. And I get to, so.
Guidance. Okay.
I bet you do better than I.
We're gonna have to sage the
Might
set.
not. Might
Yeah.
not.
No, I feel it.
It's all the same. So I'll say 19.
19.
I rolled a 2, so with the modifier and the bump from guidance, it's a 9.
Your lovely friend Bolaire seems as perplexed, and I think there's a question hanging in the air about Thiazi telling you in his last moments that Bolaire had something for you. Just unusual. You didn't. I don't know. What does Hal know that Bolaire and Thiazi?
As far as he knows, we've met once at your house.
So I think that on a 9, you don't see nothing. Bolaire's not acting strange at all, but there's just a question hanging in the air of like, why did Thiazi?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just kind of nonplussed and just staring at the paint. I'm not sure what to make of it because it is clear that you didn't you didn't expect it.
Not even a little.
So what was my brother doing?
What do I get for my natural 1?
I think
You look wonderful, by the way. You're looking radiant.
Bolaire, I will ask you at this moment too, as you open the paint, looking at Hal, who's looking a little bit perplexed. I'd like you to give me a perception check.
Oh, boy.
And I'd also like you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yay! Perception check. I'll start there.
Did you taste the paint? Is there lead in it?
Oh, I have absolutely tasted the paint. Perception check is 14. Constitution saving throw is 13.
Looking around at a 14, I think you are looking out at this place where a god would demand tribute. And on that perception check, I think you just feel the nascent magic in this place of something bubbling, something boiling. There's something under this city that's running hot. And on a 13 Constitution save, the feeling of that magical energy, I think you feel something turn and slither in a way that makes you feel ill at ease.
Have I noticed this since, specifically in this place? Do I feel that it is connected to this place?
I think that you don't feel that the discomfort is due to this place. Actually, maybe the awareness of the discomfort is being caused by this place. In other words, some clarity has been added in this moment.
Excuse me.
Are you okay?
Just a bit unsettled.
Do you want some fruit leather? It will soothe your stomach.
No wine, but
It's morning.
it's morning somewhere.
Here, now.
Using the theater cantrip, using the thaumaturgy cantrip, you see that someone from the stage calls, you see Olgood gets someone to do it for him, and he says, "We have wine, we sell it by the box. It's for parties."
You like boxed wine?
Yeah.
I think you very well know the answer to that.
It's been night for maybe a little more than 2 hours at this point, and you see Tayor's frame stumble into the home, along with the Lord Wikander Halavar and the aspirant Tyranny.
Do you have anything to drink? Maybe not sherry.
There he is.
Hey, just looking around. Does anybody here like you?
Yes, Hal does. Sure.
Totally ignoring Wick.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
I'll fly down. Is Tayor walking? Is he stumbling? What's happening?
He's sort of wobbling side to side. The poison's been removed, but getting your shadow cut
I'm
will
gonna
fuck you up.
fly, and I'm gonna grab his two braids in front of him and like steer him as I'm flying backwards and like try to get him to a chair and sit down.
I take a knee by the chair. I'm sorry, we have either Yargraz or I have some wine. It was in a box, but
Does
not
you have
now.
water?
I have water. I brought it in a flask.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
You remember Wikander and Tyranny?
I don't remember you,
No,
actually.
We haven't met. Hi, you're so little. Hi, I'm Tyranny. We just
grab you
rescued.
with-
No!
Sorry,
What?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've never seen.
We just brought your friend back from imminent doom. So
You didn't do this to him?
No, it's
No.
true. I went to their house to try and follow up on how he was reacting last night. I was sent. Thank you. That's very good water.
I thought he'd lap it up. I kind of wanted him to lap it up.
I was sent to go collect something for the Candescent Creed. I tried to learn any information I could. I was sent to go get vestments and clothes, and I was drugged and almost tortured within an inch of my life. And these two came and saved me.
You know he's with the Candescent Creed, right?
Yes, I'm horrifically aware of that.
How many life debts are you owe at this point?
It's a long list.
I'm afraid to ask, but do you know if you were followed?
Oh, I didn't look. Did you look?
I looked.
Give me a perception. Give me a perception check.
A what?
A perception check.
Yes, sir. Perception. God damn it.
Roll high, roll high.
7.
Hey, Tyranny, you were not followed.
This may be very well known, but the Candescent Creed is not what it appears. The people in that house, the people that work for them are some of the darkest people I've ever met.
Then what are they doing here?
Is what he says true?
Hal, I'm so sorry about your brother. I'm so sorry I couldn't do more, and I've learned some things in the last few hours that he's right.
I thought this was common knowledge, by the way. Are you guys all just getting up to speed on all this?
Well, it wasn't common knowledge to me. I mean, I'm not
What's your name?
Wait.
Oh, I remember him. Keep going. I'll put a pin in that.
I have recently learned that my entire life's a lie, and everything I've believed since childhood has been a string of delusions and manipulations to... I'm having a very bad day.
Okay, so yeah, that's why Hey, I'm gonna ask for a little compassion here. This guy, this nobleman, just really risked his own hide to save you. I do not know why his family is trying to kill you, but that has put us on a list of persona non grata to his very powerful and very scary family, and also my very scary demon family. So I would love to hear why you think they want to kill you.
Well, I came looking for information for my brother, Sid.
We have that.
You do?
Yeah. Casimir betrayed everybody. He's the one that broke into the hideout.
Casimir?
Sid chased him down. Sid wanted to know why he didn't show up, and he stole the deed. He stole the deed to a stronghold, and Casimir chased him out. I think Sid is on the run from him.
My brother stole the deed and is being chased by Casimir.
Yeah, and all of his crew, I guess. We have to chase him down.
Yeah, objectively, she's got a tiny brain, but she's super smart.
It's really big for my size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels proportional.
It cannot be overstated that these two risked their lives for me. So wherever we go next, they are not safe here in Dolmakyar any longer.
I have been told several times in the last few hours that I'm in very, very bad danger, and I'm starting to believe that to be true.
What has changed?
Well, I guess if you anger my family, they try to kill you, and I think I'm probably angering them a bit.
Hal spins around, goes up the stairs, leaves. I'm gonna make my way up to the roof and look around the neighborhood. Yes, I've made my way. Do I see anybody that looks like a problem in the vicinity of the building if I walk around the top of the roof?
Give me a perception check.
Guess it wasn't that interesting to him.
How have you been, by the way?
Awful.
Yeah, that's fair. You look great.
13.
13. You look. Shadows on the city. Downstairs, there's Cadigan Vale, who has an open shiner on his face from a bar fight where 2 people were murdered. There's Thimble, who is a wanted criminal accomplice who was left for dead in Thiazi's hideout. Teor, whose mentor just headed west this morning and who himself was marked for death by the Halevar family, who are here in the city knowing that they did that. And then there's Wick, someone that you knew had a reputation for straight dealing in a family that had a reputation for love of power. Now you're hearing that there's a malevolent, magical dimension to the Halevar's previously just corrupt, noble evil, malevolence. And you also know that, according to Tyranny, if they have already, it was already bad before he moved against his family, and they just went and lied or did whatever they did to free Teor in contradiction to the family's wishes. And then there's Murray and Azune, who, to everyone else's knowledge, have just yelled at a noble and put his subordinate officer in an awkward position vis-a-vis a patrol. So you got two friends downstairs that have day jobs and are okay, and everybody else stinks to high heaven.
Okay, Shadia is with her friends with the company. Hero is with her mother in the best part of town. I'm gonna go to my study and stare at my brother's sword on the desk while they all mull this over.
You look at that sword. It's a small symbol where the fuller of the blade ends right before the tang enters into the hilt of the sword, where it goes from having the sort of indentation, and there's a maker's mark there, but you see it sort of looks like a half of a mask, but that half, the middle line where the other half is not there, is broken by a smirking kind of tongue that comes out of it.
I'm looking at the deed for the land that my business venture and the Hallowed Round is on, and it's everything I've worked at for years. And it is not important right now. Everything is, it just feels like the world is tilting sideways and going down an incline. I haven't held a sword, a real sword with purpose since I was a young man. The only blades I've held in my hand have been stage props for several decades. I pick up the weapon and it is heavier than a stage prop. And I heft it and hold it in my hand and take a couple of practice swings with it, which I can do believably. I don't know about effectively, but believably. And I just think of my brother, and I'm staring at that face on the sword. What the fuck have you gotten us all into? And I'll just stay there with it and do it.
You focus on the sword. The sword.
He does the sword.
Yeah.
You begin to focus on the sword. And as you do,
You never fucked a sword before?
you see from another angle that sinister thing of a half mask with a tongue coming out the side of the mouth. Oh, no, that's a face in profile. And it's someone smiling and sticking their tongue out a little bit like playfully. It's not actually that bad when you look at it that way. And you begin to look at a sword forged for a long ago war by the Loy family. This is the Liar's Blade. Your brother wielded it well. If you're lucky, maybe you can too.
Hal's at the bottom of the stairs. There's a sword strapped to his back now, a scimitar. Are we even safe here? Is my family safe here?
Nothing I did. Everyone in the city knows that the Aussie kept you safe, Hal.
What about now?
You might make some good use out of that sword.
You can't go, Hal. We got work to do. We gotta stay here.
As they're about to leave, I catch Thimble by the door, and low, with reverberation to his voice, he says, "Find him for our brother."